as you guys know, it is Obi-Wan Eve officially today. At 2 a.m. tomorrow, the Obi-Wan show will finally be with us, and we'll be looking at our screens and going, "Hello there! Welcome!" Because we've all been waiting for this moment, guys. Like Count Dooku said in Revenge of the Sith, when he's getting ready to duel Anakin, I've been looking forward to this, and I truly have. So without further ado, first of all, a little side note for you guys. 2 a.m. my time. You all better be in that watch party. If you're not in that watch party, we're going to have a problem. Because the goal tonight is to hit 300 subscribers. We're going to do it, okay? And get as close as we can. So we're promoting the shit out of this, and we're getting it done. Because otherwise, if you're not there, me and Darth Vader, I got Darth Vader on speed dial. I'll call him up, and he'll come and throat hug all of you until you subscribe. So I'm just telling you, I'm going to call him up. I'm going to tell you, me and James Earl Jones are buds. I'll call him up and be like, "Yo, hey, what's going on? All right, yeah, I need you to choke some fools for me." "It will be my pleasure." So that's point of the thing. So point of reference, that is watch party, 2 a.m. Before 2 a.m., we'll be playing Fortnite in the Obi-Wan skin, which will be epic. So be there for the fun events.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. And be there for also the watch party. It's very much a required thing. So now, because it is Obi-Wan Eve, it's time we discuss final predictions for the show before the new episodes launch. Do you have any predictions that you would like to share with the class, honey?
I don't really have anything on my mind at the moment. I don't know
too much about
the Star Wars to be able to say what I think would go on.
Okay, that makes sense. No worries. So she doesn't have very many predictions for us, but she'll learn more. I'm getting her through Clone Wars right now, so she's starting to know little things. So let's start with the basics. I'm gonna say Qui-Gon Jinn will appear, despite Liam Neeson stuff. I firmly believe Qui-Gon will appear because they have to pay off the Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon relationship. Seeing how everything has gone from the worst possible moment, Obi-Wan's going to need the wisdom and words of his former master. Plus, to see Qui-Gon Jinn talking to Obi-Wan again would just be awesome. So, I'm in favor of that. Also, we know Vader and Obi-Wan are going to face off. I'm hoping that one of the face-offs is connected at Vader's castle in Mustafar, because I think it would be cool to go back, one, to a place that are familiar to both the hero and the villain, but also to get to see them fight at Vader's iconic castle where his base is, would be epic. And we've only really seen that once in live action, so it'd be cool to see that continued. I'm also going to say, spoiler alert, there'll be lightsaber fights, so that's your spoiler alert warning. That's kind of a given. I also think the first episode will kick off with Anakin finally killing some Jedi Masters that are not Obi-Wan or Yoda. You're going to see some other Anakin fighting some other Jedi. From the perspective, we're finally going to see his perspective of Order 66. I think that's a given we're going to see. Riva is going to, in episode 1, is going to go to Tatooine looking for Obi-Wan after hunting another Jedi, and then she's going to basically be given Owen Lars the shakedown just to get Obi-Wan. Like, that's going to be her goal. The Empire wants Obi-Wan, and they won't let anything stop them. So, and then I also think there will be a post-credit scene in episode 2, and we will get our Vader reveal. It will be Anakin being put together with all his cybernetic limbs that we've been waiting to see for a long time. I think that's a given. I think that's going to happen. Now, we're cutting into the 4-minute mark of the video, guys, but I have more predictions. So we are actually going to not have the intro with this video, but that's okay, because this is a very important video to be made, and it's important that we don't cut off the moments that we're getting into. So, other things. We're going to see multiple different bounty hunters chasing after Obi-Wan in episode 2. We're going to go to a new planet. We're going to see a Battlefront-style battle, I think by maybe episode 5. There'll be a Battlefront-style battle where the Vader and the Inquisitors are chasing Obi-Wan, and we'll also see other Jedi in this show. I think Obi-Wan in the trailer says that the fight is done and everyone needs to stay hidden. He's clearly talking to other surviving Jedi. So I think that, and also because they already are connected in live action, and the fact that we know that Star Wars likes to do the whole Marvel thing with the crossovers and likes to have more characters in their shows, There's one other Jedi that's alive at the time that people keep forgetting about. I think it's definitely possible that we see an appearance from Ahsoka in this show. I think Rosario Dawson will appear at some point. Maybe only a brief cameo, but I think we'll see her at least. Because her and Obi-Wan are quite close, and she's very close to Anakin. So I could definitely see her appearing. I also think you're going to see... let's see, what's another good example? Yeah, so I talked about the bounty hunters. We're going to see the Purge Troopers from Jedi Fallen Order. Expect more Jedi Fallen Order connections. Because where this is in the timeline, they are perfectly set to drop as much Jedi Fallen Order references as they can. Because we are at the point where Jedi Fallen Order is very prominent in the timeline. So I think Purge Troopers, which are always a given, which will be very cool to see. Maybe even Cal himself will show up. And if he doesn't, we'll at least get a reference to him. I expect a reference. If you don't remember, in Book of Boba Fett, there was an episode where we actually got to see a version of Cal Kestis' droid, BD-1. So there's plenty of references planned. I'm going to throw out another one. Cameron Morrison, who played Boba Fett, I think one of the biggest surprise cameo characters that people should expect to see is Clone Commander Cody. Because besides Anakin and Obi-Wan, those two were also brothers. And Cody and him, they go back. But Cody also betrayed Obi-Wan during Order 66, so they might have some issues to work out. And it might not be pleasant, because he might still be working for the Empire, so there might be some fights going down. So yeah, I think Commander Cody definitely showing up. I think that'll be great. I think people have been waiting for that. Yeah, I think we'll see some remaining clones. I think we'll finally get to see Obi-Wan fight Stormtroopers, which we've not seen. He's fought clones. He's never fought Stormtroopers. Even when old Obi-Wan showed up, we never got to see him fight Stormtroopers. This will be a pretty cool thing. I also think Obi-Wan might be tussling with some Jawas. I think in the first episode, I think they're going to be taking his stuff. And he's not going to be so happy about them taking his stuff. And might take that blaster out and just be like, get out of here. You're stealing parts of my ship. Or, I was going to eat that for dinner. Why are you stealing my food? Like, Jawas are mean creatures, okay? Do not think that just because they look all cute and cuddly, that they are nice. When the Mandalorian, in Season 1, when he disintegrated one of them with his blaster for stealing his parts of his ship, I commended him. Because those are vile creatures that will steal from you out of nowhere. And they deserve everything that comes their way. 100%. So, yeah, Jawas, maybe even some Tusken Raider action, considering Tatooine is famous for the Tuskens and what Anakin did to them. I wouldn't be surprised if they wouldn't be too kind to other known Jedi in their area. So, yeah, I'd like to see Obi-Wan tussle with some Jawas. I also want to see Obi-Wan, since he's not connected to the Force in these first 2 episodes, maybe even the first 3 episodes. I want to see Obi-Wan not only use a blaster, but the Jedi are meant to be martial artists, so utilize that hand-to-hand combat. I want Obi-Wan just beating on Stormtroopers with his bare hands. Because their armor is basically plastic anyway, so what good is it going to do? If a fucking Ewok can throw rocks and spears and sticks at them and defeat them easily, then Obi-Wan can do it with just his hands.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think that's definitely where I'm at. I'm expecting epicness. I'm expecting this. My biggest expectation for this show, guys, is for it to be the best Star Wars show we've gotten. The wait, for me as a Star Wars fan, I grew up with the prequel trilogy, and this is my bread and butter in my era of time, and I've been waiting for this to happen. So I cannot wait for this to happen. I absolutely have been so excited and anticipating everything that we are getting. I think it's going to be great, guys. I think we're gonna love every minute of it. We're going to be mad, because even though we're getting 2 episodes, we're going to be like, no, you leave us a cliffhanger, and that's not enough. We want episode 3 now as well. Because having to wait till the next Friday for the next episode is going to be killer. It's going to be hard, especially if we do get that Vader cliffhanger, because we're all waiting for Vader. We're not getting him in the trailers. We want him in the show as soon as possible. So we're going to take everything we can. But I hope that the way that we get to wait, we get to be patient for Vader, because the Jedi is patient and humble. That is the philosophy. I hope that their way of doing that is we get lots of Anakin flashbacks and references. Just feeling like Anakin is still a part of Obi-Wan's life, I think will fill the void of Vader. Because those two go neck and neck. That's why they wanted those two in this show together. You have to get the gist that those two are together, and that is their thing. So Vader is a thing because of Obi-Wan, and those two go together in that regard. Maybe even some Padme references, considering Obi-Wan and and Anakin were both close to Padme. I'd like to see that sort of thing. My biggest prediction is I want to see the dynamic for... I don't just want Vader to be ruthless and intimidating and villainous and badass like we all expect. I want to see... One thing that George Lucas never could do in the original trilogy was add layers to Vader. When he turns to... When he turns to save Luke in Return of the Jedi, it feels very sudden, and you don't really feel like it's earned 100%. So I would like to see the sides of Anakin kind of peel over from the sides of Vader. Like, see that Anakin is still there, and, like, maybe in some way he's making an attempt to fight back. I think that would be great. Just to see where things go with that, and see what Vader will do. Would he repel against Anakin? Will he just kind of... Will they both be on the same page? Will they rebel in their own thing? Will the anger consume both of them? And will Vader just become the face and the mask? Like, I think I'm just expecting big things from Vader. I think Vader in a Star Wars show again, even though the show is about Obi-Wan, we need to see Vader really different. If we're bringing Hayden Christensen back, and it's not just a super intimidating James Earl Jones voice, you're putting him in the Vader suit. You take what made Anakin so great is as a character, show that he has these emotions. Show that even Vader, while he's a Sith, isn't meant to have these emotions, but except for anger. Show that Anakin is still there, and those emotions, he's not just angry. He's sad. He's depressed. Like, show that there are these other things. That's one thing they did really well in the sequel trilogy that I'll actually give them credit for, as much as I don't like the sequel trilogy. They made Kylo Ren a very good conflicting character. You kind of understood, up until they ruined it at the end, but in the beginning they made it very interesting because he was a dark side user, but he was being pulled by the light, and you felt it. And they did a really good job of that, I think. I mean, because if you can kill your own father and still get redemption, then everybody's getting redemption. Like, that's something I still struggle with, but I thought in the beginning they did a really good job of just showing that he was a conflicted character and he had issues on both sides. And I think, no offense to Adam Driver, but I think Hayden Christensen is one of those actors that this is the legacy of the Skywalker saga. This one character. So I think Vader, they can do more with Vader than they could ever do with Kylo Ren, because Anakin Skywalker is the legacy of the Skywalker family. And so to see that character even struggle and breaking down with his decisions and show layers to him and convictions and all these different things, I think would be so awesome and so cool to see. And as a fan of Vader for many years, as you can see, I have him tattooed on my arm. So I'm a big Vader fan. I would love to see, and yes, I'm expecting the saber throwing and the force choking and all those great things. But I'm also asking for a bit more. Let's really peel back behind the mask and see the scarred and burned man beneath it. And I think that would be very cool. So yeah, guys, these are going to be my predictions. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and look forward to the watch party. Look forward to being on Fortnite and playing with everyone and rocking my Obi-Wan skin, having fun time. It's going to be great, guys. We're in for a great early Friday. It's going to be fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. May the Force be with you.